Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 65 of the Dear Herbalist podcast titled Formulation Series. It's an art and a science. Now, I'm going to start over these next few podcasts a formulation series that is kind of centered around topics related to formulation. So tonight we are going to talk about how it is, you hear it all the time where people say it's an art and a science. Tonight we're going to give some more weight to that. We're going to talk about how it is and why it is. So herbal formulation is often described as both an art and a science because it involves a combination of empirical knowledge, intuition, and creativity, along with scientific principles and evidence-based practices. Now, as a side note for evidence-based practices, there is tons and tons and tons and tons of research out there on herbal medicine and its effectiveness. Check PubMed, tons of research articles on it. So when you hear the word evidence-based practice, don't look at it as a negative word. Look at it as a positive, because there is hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of trillions of articles and research proving the effectiveness of herbal medicine. So, back to it's an art and a science. Now, this dual nature reflects the complexity and the depth of herbal medicine, which requires both a deep understanding of plant chemistry and the ability to craft remedies that are not only effective, but also tailored to the person's individual needs. So tonight we are going to look at the art and the science in more detail, and I'll give you some tips on how you can apply this knowledge. So let's start off with the science of herbal formulation. So there are a few topics and subjects that you'll need to know, but I'm going to hone in on just a few of them. So number one, botanical knowledge. The foundation of herbal formulation lies in a thorough understanding of botany, which includes the identification, classification, and properties of plants. Knowing which plants contain specific active compounds and how they affect the body is very essential for creating an effective formula. The next science subject is phytochemistry. As herbalists, we must understand the chemical properties of plants, such as alkaloids, flavonoids, terpenes, and glycosides. This knowledge helps in predicting how these compounds will interact with the body and with each other in a formulation. Next subject is pharmacology. So understanding how herbs actually influence the human physiology. And physiology is, again, how the body works. And this includes their mechanisms of actions, therapeutic effects, how much of the herb that you want to use, and potential side effects. All of this is important to understand. So this scientific approach ensures that herbal formulas are not only safe, but effective. And last, we talked about evidence-based practice. So today's herbalists, we combine scientific research and scientific knowledge as well as the traditional knowledge, if that makes sense. So this evidence, it helps us in selecting herbs that have been proven to be effective for certain conditions, meaning that someone had a lab and they tested it. They did clinical trials. They did all these things. And trust me, they're out there. I can't stress that enough. They are out there. So that is the science behind herbal formulation. These are the things that you need to know. Now let's look at the art of formulation. What are some things that are involved with the art of formulation? Number one, intuition and experience. So the art of herbal formulation involves intuition, creativity, and the accumulated experience of the herbalist. This includes knowing how to combine herbs in ways that enhance their effectiveness or reduce potential side effects, often based in subtle energetic qualities or traditional knowledge. So when you hear the word intuition, it's just that innate knowledge. It's that innate knowing inside of your gut, inside of your spirit. You just know. So when you hear that, that's what that means. If you don't know what that means, you may know what it means. Another art is tailoring the individual needs. So each person is unique. This is the art of it. Understanding that each person is unique, and effective formulations often require that you're flexible and often require that you customize. So the art lies in the ability to tailor a formula to a person's specific physical, emotional, and spiritual needs, taking into account factors like their constitution. What type of lifestyle are they living? What type of personal preferences do they have? Are they open to taking herb rolled pills, or do they want to chug down tea? Those type of things. What type of lifestyle do they have? Do they smoke? Are they athletic? These type of things. Constitution. Are they more prone to having more dampness and wetness inside of the body? Are they more dry? These type of things are important to know, especially when you're talking about the art of formulation. Another thing up under the art of formulation is synergy. So the concept of synergy in herbal medicine refers to the idea that the combined effect of certain herbs can be greater than the sum of their individual effects. So the art of formulation involves knowing which herbs actually work well together and how to balance them for optimal results. That's the art of it all. Because you may have just a few little milligrams on one that actually takes the herbal formulation to the next level. So that's how you're looking at it. You're constantly looking at what herbs work well together. Lavender works well, but if you pair it with something else, turmeric is good, but when you pair it with pepper, it activates everything. So knowing the synergy of the herbs, that's the art part of it. The next thing is the energetics, and you hear a lot about energetics from traditional Chinese medicine or ancient Ayurvedic medicine. You will hear energetics. So many of these different traditional systems of herbal medicine emphasize the energetics of the herbs, meaning how do they influence the body's energy? How does it influence the body's balance? How does it influence the body's harmony? This aspect of formulation is more of an art than a science, and it requires a deep understanding of the traditional wisdom and the ability to apply it creatively. That is the art and that is the science. Now let me give you some tips on how to apply the science of herbal medicine. Number one, you want to invest in comprehensive education. So invest in studying botany and phytochemistry. Gain a solid understanding of plant biology and the chemical properties of herbs, how these affect human physiology. This is important, and it will set a foundation for safe and effective herbal formulation. The next one is understanding pharmacology. Now you want to learn how herbs interact with the body, including their therapeutic actions, their side effects, and their contraindications. This is very important. This knowledge will ensure that your formulations are not only effective, but they're also safe. And then the other thing is stay informed about the latest research in herbal medicine. This can include peer-reviewed journals, attending conferences, participating in continuing education. This all is important so that you can keep up with what is going on. Not only will staying up on the latest research and things that are going on in herbal medicine can this enhance your credibility, but it'll also enhance the effectiveness of your formulations. Now, another tip for applying science of herbal medicine is to use evidence-based formulas. Now, you won't always do this, but it can help you if you know that a particular formulation that you're getting ready to use, the herbs that are a part of that have been studied and they've been shown to be effective for certain conditions. Now, you don't, again, have to use this all. This is where that being flexible comes into play. Another thing is standardize your process. So for consistency and reliability, you want to standardize your preparation methods, including the dosage, how you extracted it, and the storage. This is going to ensure that if you have a remedy that has worked and it's effective, it's going to work every single time because you have the exact same ingredients, the exact same amount, prepared the exact same way. And this will ensure that your remedies are potent and effective every single time. So standardize your processes. This falls under the science of herbal medicine. The other thing is document and analyze your outcomes. So you want to keep detailed records. Document your formulations. Document your dosages. Document what happened to that client that you gave that to. Because analyzing this information can help you refine and change, if necessary, your formulations and improve your business over time. And you want to make adjustments based on feedback. This is very important because sometimes, let's say they may take one of your remedies and it may be too strong. So you got to scale it back a little bit. So always be flexible and adjust as needed. So that's the tips on how to apply the science. Now let's look at how to apply the art of herbal medicine. Number one, develop your intuition. One of the things you can do, like they always talk about practice mindfulness, I would say engage in practices like fasting and prayer. Enhance your intuitive abilities. Because when you fast, it back downs that physical body and it lifts up your spiritual body. And a calm and centered mind can better be in tune, right, to what's around them, which will allow for more intuitive and effective formulations. Again, it doesn't have to be weird. It's just a reality of who we are. The other thing, learn from experience. So over time, pay attention to how different herbs can affect different individuals. This experimental learning can help you develop a more intuitive sense of how to combine and balance herbs for optimal results. So you're not just giving the herb, but you're also making observations as well over time. Another tip for applying the art of herbal medicine is to personalize your formulation. So consider the whole person. When creating a formulation, consider not just the physical symptoms, but also the emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of the person. Tailor your remedies to address the whole person, which is where the art of herbal medicine really, really shines. The other thing is to use energetics. So in addition to the scientific properties, consider the energetic qualities like the warming, cooling, drying, moistening aspects of herbs and how they align with the needs of the person who has those issues you're trying to address. This holistic approach enhances the effectiveness of your formulations. It gives you a simple, systematic way to understand another aspect of how the herbs work. All right, another way you can apply the art is embrace creativity. So I'm a big proponent with experimenting. Experiment on yourself, okay? But experiment with different combinations. Don't be afraid to experiment with new combinations of herbs. Make sure you stay within safe boundaries, okay? Don't go out there trying to mix, poison ivy with some lavender or something like that. Stay within safe boundaries, but mix. Explore how different herbs work together. Create unique blends that align with your creative vision and the needs of your clients. It's okay to do that. It is absolutely okay. The other thing, another way to embrace creativity is to incorporate traditional wisdom. So you're integrating traditional herbal knowledge, like I said before, such as Ayurvedic medicine and traditional Chinese medicine. There's a lot of ancient methods and traditional wisdom that you can use. These are time-tested approaches to offer a wealth of creative insights that can enhance your formulations. This is where that creativity comes in. And then another way, that you can use art is cultivate a healing environment. So you want to foster connection, build strong relationships with your clients, get to know their unique stories and needs. They are going to talk to you about them. Whether you want to hear it or not, they are going to talk to you about their stories. They're going to talk to you about what they need. But it's not to be dismissed, because every aspect of what they have to say, first of all, is important, but it's also allows you to get to know them, and you can build a strong relationship. Because if you can build a strong relationship with your clients, they're more apt to listen to what you have to say and not challenge you every single time or at every single step. They're like, you know what? This person genuinely cares about me. I really feel that. So I can then entrust my life or my situation or whatever I'm dealing with this person. And I can trust that they have my best interest at heart. So having this connection can allow you to create more personalized and effective remedies, blending science with the art of empathy and understanding. Because it's definitely needed. You ever heard of bad bedside manner? It's a thing. Now, we talked about the individuals, art over here, science over here. How do you blend them? How do you balance them together when you're talking about the art and the science of formulation? Number one, blend the knowledge with creativity. So always start with a solid scientific foundation, but allow room for creativity and intuition to guide your formulations. The most effective herbalists are those that can navigate both worlds seamlessly. And that's because you know both worlds. You got to know both worlds. Number two, stay open-minded. So while science provides guidelines, The art of herbal medicine allows for flexibility, so stay open to new ideas, new experiences, and be willing to adapt your approach based on scientific evidence and personal insight. And by applying both the art and the science of herbal medicine, you can create a holistic, effective, and personalized remedy that will truly support the well-being of your client. And this balanced approach allows you to honor the rich traditions of herbalism while also having balance and embracing modern advancements in knowledge, which is important. So, if you like what you heard, thank you so much for listening. Please share, like, follow me on all social media websites. We explore the intricate balance between the art and science of herbal formulation. We've discussed how science provides the foundational knowledge necessary to understand the properties of herbs, their chemical constituents, and their effects on the body. Well, we talked about how science provides foundational knowledge necessary to understand the properties of herbs, their chemical properties, and their effects on the body. We also talked about how art allows us to apply intuition, creativity, and traditional wisdom so that we can create a personalized, synergistic remedy that will actually address the needs of our clients. This is very, very important. So please like, share, subscribe, send it out to anyone who will want to hear it or listen, and who will want to join in the dance of art and science in herbal medicine. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the journey, enjoy the journey. And until next time, family, I'm out.